Childers!
How you guys doing? Did y'all get caught in any of that rain? It was insane. Like, I almost killed a cow on the way here, but then I put my handgun away. Whew. Everybody handles driving anxiety different, okay? Come on. Oh, man. Okay, so this past March, I celebrated my 8-year wedding anniversary. Alone. It's cool. She was with her girlfriend. And when we first started going through our divorce, a friend of mine was like, you know, have you talked to a lawyer yet? And I'm like, no, not really. She's like, you should get Alexander Shannara. And I was like, that's an accident and injury lawyer. Oh, wait, you know what? I'll give him a call in the morning. I've been hurt and deserve compensation. Oh. This isn't even a joke, but this is just a little PSA for you guys. If somebody looks you in the eyes and says, I'm sorry for lying, they're doing it again. Just a little tidbit there to take with you. Yeah, it's been a little chaotic. When I first started going through my divorce, I was really like, you know, new to like flirting again. And I asked a woman out, and she told me she just wanted to remain therapist and client. Which is, they moved me anyways. I don't know. She's a liar. Can't trust anybody. Ugh. I'm dating a woman now. She's fucking great. Yeah. She's had a long day. She's been getting drunk texted all day. But I mean, however she needs to communicate with her mother is fine, you know? It's fine. We've got it going on. Here's another PSA, and this is from before I started dating my girlfriend. I dated a little bit. If you're into butt stuff, totally cool. You should like maybe let the person that you want to do butt stuff to know that you're going to do butt stuff to them, you know? Give them a heads up. So they can be like, hey, yeah, I love butt stuff. Or they can be like, no, never. I mean, I'm just saying, there's nothing like enjoying yourself with somebody, then all of a sudden it's unexpected item in bagging area. Please remove your items. Somebody in here is going to go home and mess that up real bad, you know? Insert cash or pay with card. You know? Oh, it has been, I've had a lot of different jobs over the past couple years. I'm a delivery driver in Huntsville, and which is great because I'll be out in public and people will be like, oh man, you look really familiar. And I'm like, yeah, I do stand-up comedy. And they're like, you deliver food. And I'm like, yeah, but here's a list of my shows. But yeah, no, and this is the thing. It's just driving in Huntsville. Driving anywhere can be frustrating. Does anyone in here get really annoyed with cyclists? Yeah, okay, they're bad in this town. But yeah, I was driving for work the other day, and there were 2 cyclists in the right lane. I start driving, you know, I'm driving in their direction, and one of them pulls in front of me. I have to go completely into the left lane. And thankfully there was nobody coming because I had just enough time to roll down my window and be like, nobody likes you people. It was the first time in Huntsville that I've ran into black cyclists. I felt so terrible. I like drove back around and I was like, I'm sorry, I thought you were white. You know? Man. I still work there, which is good. But before I started working there, I was working in construction a little bit. Has anybody in here worked in construction before? Okay, like 3 people. Well, okay, when you work in construction, sometimes you have to like go out and get some minor tools. Like they cover the big stuff, but they want you to go out and get some small stuff. And they sent me to Home Depot to get myself some diagonal pliers. Yeah, this guy gets it. The thing about it is that's not what they call them on the job site, and that's not what they told me, so that's not what I called them. Can somebody holler out what they're called? Okay, some of y'all were too excited to yell that out. It's like, 2019. I haven't said that word in like 3 weeks. No. Yeah, dykes, for those of you that didn't hear. So if you can imagine, this walking into Home Depot. And they're like, ma'am, can we help you find anything? And I'm like, I'm looking for a set of dykes. Like, there's a couple over in lumber, but I'm pretty sure they're together. It's not a barrier if they're willing. I mean, it's cool. But yeah. Other side little random thing. The first time I was called a dyke was in the 7th grade. And there's really not a whole lot of joke to that. But I will say, like, in this day and age, that teacher would have been fired. Like, for sure. I've been starting to feel kind of old lately. But the first time I started to feel old was when I saw, like, Sally Field and Jamie Lee Curtis on old lady commercials. But then I got real excited because in 30 years from now, guys, it's going to be Britney Spears. They're going to be, like, advertising for, like, pee pads, and they're going to be, like, in her living room. Everybody's sitting around, hanging out, having fun. They're going to be laughing. And then everybody's going to stop. And they're going to be like, Britney, did you just piss yourself? And she's going to be like, yeah. I think I did it again. Okay, honestly, that was not a bad Britney Spears impression. Okay, right? Not by accident. I was obsessed with her in high school, like obsessed with her. And not in a gay way, it was much worse. I admired her. But I do have a gay crush. You guys might know her, Jillian Michaels. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, she's the tiny little evil woman on The Biggest Loser that yells at fat people. And yeah, I gotta tell you. Okay. So I was like, man, I wonder how much weight I need to gain to get on this show, Like, I would love to be turned on and get in good shape. I mean, it worked for me in basic training. Like, get on your face, you piece of shit. And I'm like, I'm a piece of shit. I'll get on my face if you get on it later. The other trainees were like, hey, Trainee Harris, what are you doing? Tech Sergeant Piercy said if you didn't shine those boots, she was going to pound you. Yeah, I was just trying to find out what she meant by that. It's like a kick to the crotch, though, is what happened. I mean, it's fine. It's still the good kind of sore. Yeah, no, I told that joke once in front of my mother, and she laughed at the sore part, and then I wanted to die. Comedy's not supposed to be relatable sometimes. Man, it has been an awesome year. One of my good friends, he just recently came out to me as trans, and things have been going pretty well for him. They even pulled him in the office at work, and they were like, "We don't know why. We just feel like we should be paying you more." Yeah. Well, since that was a little political, I'll tell you guys my one political joke before I run away. I'm pulling from real life. I was talking to my son. I was trying to talk to him about politics, but I couldn't use, current politics because that's not positive. So I was talking about, like, different things, structural things, like, ambassadors and diplomats, and he cuts me off, and he's like, "Mommy, do you have to go to college to be a Democrat?" And I couldn't help it. I was like, "Well, baby, if you want to drop out right now, you can be a Republican." I'm always glad when there's some laughter in the room with that. So I'll tell you, it gets dicey. Unless I'm like, hey, if I get my ass kicked out in the parking lot, at least I'll have some Democrats on my side, I mean, it's not like they'll do anything to help. But they will video it and hashtag the shit out of it, We'll definitely march. Okay. Thank you guys for listening to me so much. You guys have a wonderful night.